All right, we're here live. Look who I got. I got Jay Henry here, everybody.
What's up, man? How's it going, brother?
The one and only Jay Henry right there. Yeah, man, it's good to see you. So I'm actually going to put up the slide because I have your stuff on the slide, your intro here. So I got your Twitter handle here at Jay Henry 79. We're both born in 79, just so you know. So that's one thing in common we have.
I think we were born pretty close to the same time too. When's your birthday?
August.
October. So you got me by a couple months, I think.
Yeah, I'm a little older than you, Jay Henry. So you respect your elders, Jay. So we met through MMA. Is how you met. I see you're big into WWE as well on the Twitter.
Yeah.
And you're a sneaker crackhead.
If that's what you want to call it, I have an addiction.
You got a problem with the sneakers, Jay.
See, I like to say it's only a problem if your kids ain't being taken care of, if your wife ain't being taken care of.
Right.
They're good, so I'm good. So.
Right. Or if you're not doing your day job, it's a problem, right? So yeah, I'm all about that too. I don't care what you do on the weekend. I don't care what you do purchase wise, as long as you're doing your man shit and getting your shit done, you know.
I like shoes, man.
And that's the problem with the kids on Twitter today. They don't understand responsibility of a man first, and then after that, you can do what you want. These kids on the Twitter, they just talk. You know.
That's right.
Anyway, so the way the show works, Jay, you probably see. I don't know if you catch any of it. I pull some tweets. We talk about them. So this show, of course, is a lead up to a bigger UFC. Was it 273 or 4?
Yeah, 274, I believe.
274. So. I have a couple ones that we'll kind of throw like little predictions at because it kind of has to deal with the fight coming up. And then we got some other ones, and I got some motivational stuff at the end. I got two ladies on today. I got Deja Crew and Miss Devil. So
Deja, hey Deja.
Yeah, they're not. They complain that they're not on the show. Well, Miss Devil has. I don't know. Deja hasn't really complained, but and so I have both of them on the same. They both tweets from both of them. So we're satisfying the ladies today, Jay, you and me.
Let's do it.
So cheers. So we're gonna get into it. I'll check the if there's anybody what is that? What do you got there?
Smoothie, man.
Oh, nice. I got my lemon water here. You know, we're old, Jay. We got to take care of these temples we have.
Yeah, right? Man. I got to drink my smoothies.
Speaking of that, I made this today, just so you know. This is my yellow shirt,
I like it, man. I like it. When are you going to mass produce it?
I can press them all I want at work. Anyway, so first we got Rob Font's face. This is not a tweet, but bro.
Listen, man, Cheeto's the new BMF to me, dude. That's a bad MFer right there.
Yeah, dude. I didn't really watch all the fights Saturday. I had something else I got to do, and my buddy wasn't around. I usually watch with, and I did catch this fight though, and it was like Rob Font was killing him in the first round, like really moving well, and Cheeto's just kind of taking it. But at the end, I'm like, look at Rob's face, and he almost got finished 3 times, and look at Cheeto's face. Like Cheeto's face was fine.
And if you look at the strike, like if you didn't see the fight and you looked at the stats, you would have thought Rob Font would have walked away with it. Without question, it was wacky. That first round, yeah, Cheeto, I think he was just trying to get warmed up. You know what I mean? But when Cheeto gets into his groove, man, I don't know if there's anybody better other than maybe Peter Yan that gets better as the fight goes on.
Yeah, he does. He got stronger. I'm not calling him a cheater at all, but like he reminded me of Antonio Margarito almost, like the way the damage that was inflicted, like not landing as many shots, but causing just severe damage to Font. I mean. We've seen some guys' faces get busted up with Giga and Cater, and Cater versus Max. Like we've seen some guys get their faces smashed. Rob Font looked like he was wearing a mask at the end. I mean, that was
he looked like both. He looked like he had 2 orbital bones that were broken.
And what a tough son of a bitch, man! Because to keep fighting, like I'd say 95% of the UFC maybe quits in that fight, and those are all pro guys. All right, we got some people here, Jay. We got Soft Sports. Hey, thanks a lot, Tarpsoft. Appreciate it. We got just my sense, our boy.
2 cents. What's up, brother?
Our boy. He goes on the 12-hour sprees. I don't know how he does that shit. Stuff, Jay. And we got Guns MMA. I just talked about you, Guns. I said I got you.
There's and Devil right there.
On. We got 2 ladies on. So there she is, and she just she showed up to make sure she sees her tweet read. So let's get into it now. So here we start off right with Deja. Deja crew. So is my future husband, Calvin Cater, cornering Font. I know he's out there. I know he's there, but apparently I keep missing him. So, you know, what do you think? Was he there? I don't know, Jay.
I didn't see Calvin Cater there. No.
He's also. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you
go.
No,
go.
I said he's also a Massachusetts guy, so I'm sure he was there somewhere, right?
I thought he would be, but I didn't. I mean, I saw Aljo and I saw Marab there, but I didn't see Cater.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was. I mean, she's got the binoculars on in her gift, in her in her meme or whatever gift. Yeah, so she has her binoculars. I guess if you guys want to get to Deja, you got to look like Calvin Cater. So start looking like Cater, little troll boys, and you can maybe get into the DM of Deja. Okay,
that makes sense.
Makes sense, right? So thank you, Deja, for the tweet. Next, now I don't know if you play video games, Jake. I know you do the sneakers. Do you play video games? Yeah.
Well, I have. I've gotten away from it. Yeah, I'm a big Call of Duty guy. Okay. When the new Halo came out, I was really excited about it. I thought I was going to get back into playing a lot more. But no, I here over the past few months, Call of Duty's just gotten stale to me, and I've kind of gotten away from playing.
So that's good because I had some friends addicted to Call of Duty. So I don't, I'm not a big Call of Duty guy. I do play FIFA, and that's the reason I pulled this this tweet. All I play is FIFA now. I mean, as we get older, Jay, it's harder to play video games, right? But this guy Phil the Power, I don't know him, but he says this is by far the best soccer game. We call it soccer in America, British, ever released. Newer generations will never understand. Now, my point on this one, you might not know about FIFA, and this is called Winning 11. My boys that played soccer lived by Winning 11. I played FIFA. I never strayed from FIFA, but I heard this game was so good, but I never played it. So, when I saw this, I'm like, man, this game was so talked about. You don't remember any other games like that talked about that you never got to, Jay?
Oh, man.
No,
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
You ever? I used to play Narc for Nintendo. You ever play Narc? It was kind of like Contra.
See, I played the crap out of Contra when I was a kid.
Contra, up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. Right.
Well, I did try to play that new Contra that they came out with a few months ago for iOS.
Yeah.
Did you try that?
No, I didn't. We got the Oculus here. I've been doing a little bit of that, but it's kind of nauseating to me.
I've wanted to get one of those.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty cool. Like there's a roller coaster game that like I can't even like finish the whole roller coaster because like it makes me motion sick. You got to like kneel down because you think you're like it's crazy. So Tarpsoft Sports says Cater did corner Font, and that's exactly what Deja said. So thank you for that input there. And that's what also Gunn said that he was there, but not sure. So, all right, let's go to the next one. Let's keep it going, Jay. I think we got some MMA ones coming. So we got Kayla Harrison. Now, she went off in this video about getting somebody hurt. I thought she was talking about Cyborg at first. I'm like, maybe she shouldn't be so aggressive talking to Cyborg like this. But she was talking to Juliana Pena. And I guess she was talking to this media guy, Damon Martin, that, he'll be to blame when Julia Pena gets seriously hurt. You've allowed her to think that she could stand in the cage with me and beat me, and you have given her this delusion. What are your thoughts on this, Jay?
I wouldn't want to be any woman, not even Cyborg, going up against Kayla Harrison.
Yeah.
In all honesty, Juliana Pena, she would just get robbed by Kayla Harrison. I mean, two different weight classes, though. You know what I mean? I mean, if Pena wants to go up to 145, I don't think that's going to help her any.
Right.
Kayla, I'm just sad that, that Kayla couldn't come to terms with at least Bellator.
Right.
Because it did make sense for her to come to the UFC. The featherweight division is non-existent. I mean, it's basically non-existent. But Bellator at least has a
Cyborg.
Yeah. Well, they have an actual division. I mean, is there anybody that can contend with Kayla? No. Can Cyborg? A little. I really don't think it's going to be close if we see Cyborg and Kayla. Just personal opinion.
Yeah. Now, I think that Kayla, can beat her as well. I'm not. And I don't think it's a walkover because I haven't seen a lot of Kayla's hands yet. But Pena, I think, yeah, exactly. 2 different weight classes. Somebody said Rousey has better judo. I think maybe Rogan or somebody said Rousey has better judo than Kayla. Kayla is a lot bigger than Rousey. Like, Kayla could barely make 145.
Yeah.
Like, she's just a big person. And for Pena's sake, she should shut up, because I feel like Kayla right now, she likes her opponents. I think she's a pretty nice lady. You know what I mean? Like, I liked her on Practical Joker. I think she's kind of funny. She kind of plays with how big she is. But, like, I think if she's really mad at you, she could really fuck you up. Like, you know what I mean? And PFL, she can't even throw elbows, right?
Right.
So, like, wait till she can throw some elbows on the ground.
Yeah, she's like you said, 2 different weight classes. Even if Pena went up to 145, because Kayla's not going to 135 ever.
She can't make it.
It's not going to happen.
She's too big.
But you have a good point there with the elbows in PFL. She would. Oh man, that would be brutal.
I think that
if you've seen her.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because if you've seen her top control in PFL, she can't elbows. She looks like somebody who would have some vicious.
She does.
She could throw them.
And the thing is you could tell she wants to throw an elbow in the PFL, but no, she can't. Like, so when she's allowed to, like, her elbows will just smash somebody's face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and you know what they could do too if she went to Bellator? Her and Cyborg can meet at 155 or 50. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need a
belt.
It wouldn't matter what, you know what I mean? Like they could have fought 2 or 3 times, because that's the best fight, and met it like a catch weight, so they both don't have to kill themselves to get to 45, right?
Right.
Like, if she goes to the UFC, she's got to make 45 to fight Nunez or Pena, right? Because that's all there is, right? There's nobody else. But I thought it was funny. She sounded fucking pissed, man, which is like rare. I think she's pretty nice usually. Just my 2 cents. Twitter us in the Twitter sphere, so we're spiraling around there. Thank you, Sense. Let's hit the next tweet here, Jay. We got next one. This is a hypothetical, which really gets. This is from Wonderbread MMA, who doesn't follow me, Jay, so I don't follow him. So notice it's a retweet or a like, because I don't follow if you don't follow me, Jay. You know that about me.
100%, man. 100%.
So this is a hypothetical, and this gets people crazy when you go hypothetical. Like, I feel like people get so mad and they think they're factual about it. It's like, dude, like, how you get so mad when we're talking about something that's not even real? So he's talking about Khabib versus Usman. I think in his prime, right before Usman got better at his hands, I think Khabib wins the fight. But Usman has gotten a lot better, which I don't say about many guys. I don't think many guys improve in MMA, like, really, like, they act like they've improved. Usman has improved. I still think I take Khabib, though. What do you got, Jay?
Well, I'll just tell you. My favorite fighters are Justin Gaethje, Rose Namajunas, and Usman, and it's because of Trevor Whitman, man. Trevor Whitman and his game planning. Now, prior to Usman, whenever he was down at Sanford MMA, I don't think he would have beat Khabib. Not down there. But with Trevor, I think Usman can beat anybody.
Yeah.
But I think the weight difference would be a lot. I know Khabib gets big.
Yeah.
I know Khabib gets big, prior to his weight cuts, but still, I think the size difference, I don't think Khabib could control Usman the way he did, like, lightweights.
Yeah.
But like I said, Usman's hands now are becoming one of the best parts of his game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I have to say, though, that that Khabib, I didn't like him at first either. I didn't like Usman at first either until they improved their hands. And I really liked Khabib at the end, when the way he walked down Gaethje, who I think Gaethje has fire in his hands. And Khabib went into the fire versus Gaethje, which is like I was like, whoa, I can't believe you actually entered this. And he entered the fire versus Conor a bit. He let Conor stand up way more than he should have. And so I don't know. I still go Khabib, but again, I'm not going to be mad at you for what you said, because Usman can beat him. I think, you know what I mean. Like, I'm not going to, like, these people get so mad on Twitter, like, how dare you? It's like, bro, like, we're talking about some shit that's not even going to happen. Why are you getting so crazy?
Yeah.
So anyway, so we don't agree on that one, but we don't have to, and it's whatever, right? So then we got from Marty's Hairline. This is funny because it's about hair. who cuts my man's hair, bro. So obviously you got Jake Paul there, who is, I guess, promoting a female fight this weekend. I heard it was a good fight. Anytime he puts those red glasses on, though, I feel like he's on some serious drugs. I'm not sure what drug because I can't tell because he his voice changes. He gets really weird. What do you think about this guy?
Jake Paul, when he's on TV, is a totally different person.
I'm sure.
Like I would like to just see him be normal, because I know outside of just being normal, I bet he's an amazing human being. Once you get a camera on the guy, it's like he flips a switch. He gets in, seeing his interactions last week with, Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, he was honest, man. Everything that Eddie Hearn said about Jake Paul was 100% correct. He said he was an average fighter, which in boxing, that's pretty good.
That's good.
If you're an average fighter, and he took offense to that, but Eddie Hearn has been doing that a lot longer than Jake Paul, but
I think that's a compliment. That's a compliment from Eddie Hearn.
You say someone's an average boxer?
After 4 fights? After 4 fights? It's pretty good.
Yeah, he his hair is pretty jacked up.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess he knows what he's doing, right? Like Jake Paul is successful at what he does. Like you said, when the camera gets on him, he changes. He has to, because this is what he does, right? But he's grown on me as well. Like a couple years ago, like I was not, and not about this guy, but he has to put in work to be an average boxer. He's putting in work, right? I mean, we could agree.
Man, I think he's going on now like 4 years of dedicating himself to the sport. You can't hate on him because he's actually putting in the work to try to become a better boxer. You have to give him at least that much.
And this is not a fun sport. I mean, you get punched a lot, right? I mean, I guess it's fun, but it's fun to win. But there's a lot of grind in these sports, And he doesn't have to do this, right? He could just be a YouTuber. He doesn't have to do this, right?
And he's actually doing mighty well as a dang promoter. Yeah, man. That Serrano Taylor fight was one of the best fights, like nostalgic wise, like how I felt while I was watching it. It was, man, it just the Irish fans that came out. I know I'm kind of changing the subject here on the Katie Taylor Serrano fight, but that was an amazing spectacle. I mean, it was monumental. Like you hear Irish fans come to see Conor. Go see the Irish fans coming to see Katie Taylor. Madison Square Garden was louder than I've ever heard it, or one of the loudest crowds I've ever heard. Like even louder than Conor. Yeah, it was that crazy, and the fight was so good. Now, okay, I'm not going to get into the schematics of the fight, but it was an amazing fight. It was a close fight.
Now, and how did he find these girls? Like Jake Paul, these are his girls, right?
Yeah. Well, so Jake Paul, I think, I wish I could remember the story of him and how him and Amanda Serrano came together. Jake Paul was actually just a fan of hers, and he brought her on. I don't remember which card he brought her on to. It may have been the Ben Askren one, and then the first time. I think it was the first Tyron fight, and that's where he became a fan and started promoting her. So I don't know how many fighters he's a promoter for. I know it's not that many, but he made $1 million bet with Eddie Hearn. And if he would have won that $1 million, he would have gave it to Amanda Serrano. And that's one of the things that I think I respect about Jake Paul the most is the fact that he cares about fighters. He cares about how much money they make. And, and he especially cares about the ones that he's promoting. So, yeah, I respect him for that.
He's growing on me too, Jay. Guns Lip Gloss has her, I don't know what those faces are, so she might not be about Jake Paul's life. But, hey, not everybody's going to like Jake Paul. Next tweet, though, we got Just Some Asshole who puts out some pretty good stuff. He just put this, wake up. It was the first of the month in May. That's Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't know what your rap knowledge is, Jay. You got your little country twang to you, but
have you not seen my YouTube page? I'm all metal, man.
I know you're metal. I know. I've seen you, but
country.
No. I meant like your voice though. You got like a little I don't know. No. I don't want to associate that with rap. Plus, I've seen you play the guitar a lot. So, but this is Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'm okay with them. They had a really weird style from Cleveland. But who's your favorite rapper, Jay?
My favorite rapper? Oh man, I'd hate to say it because I know people are gonna probably rag on me for it, but I'm a big Eminem fan.
Oh yeah, nah, I'm not. I'm gonna rag. He's top 5. I know people like
But I
politically.
was a big Tupac guy as a kid.
Big
You know,
Tupac guy here myself,
yeah,
Jay.
never was a big Biggie guy, but I
So
was more of a Tupac guy. Dre, Snoop,
so
Eminem.
so Biggie is more of a party rapper, and Biggie was more of a freestyler versus like Tupac, who could write a story. But I like stories, and I know you like a lot of the music
Right.
you listen to tells a story, so that's why you would like Tupac. He definitely tells a good story. Anyway, Bone Thugs though.
But I love Bone Thugs.
Yeah, very unique group. I can't. Sometimes you can't understand a word they're saying, but whatever. All right, so this is now Poirier and McGregor. Conor McPoirier. He says a reminder that Ali has me blocked. I see this is a huge. This is the Ali guy, the guy that Conor hates, right?
Right.
Does anybody like this guy?
Ali? No.
Like
no,
he's like the bad guy of MMA, right?
Well, he's the guy that you love to hate. Like everybody loves to hate Ali just because I think it's because that he's got all of his fighters' Twitter accounts and he tweets for them and puts out some of the most outrageous stuff. And he's an asshole behind the scenes too, always trying to start fights and I'm not a big Ali fan.
I don't know who is. I saw him making fun of like how Bobby Green boxes, and I was like, "Yo, Bobby Green will fuck you up, Ali. You should shut your mouth." Like, you know what I mean? Like, be quiet. But anyway, so this guy has, he's blocked. Poirier said it's a big W. I'll agree, I guess, because like the dude's like, I don't know anybody who likes the guy. I hadn't heard. I never Conor used to go off on a guy. I'm like, who's he talking about? And it was that guy. Or he calls him a terrorist, right?
Calls him a terrorist, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Just my 2 cents says you can't touch 3-6 Mafia. I guess maybe.
Oh God, I should have said 3-6 because I grew up in Memphis.
As long as you didn't say, as long as you didn't say 6-9, because I hate that guy. Tekashi.
Oh no, Tekashi.
Shit.
No, I should have said 3-6 Mafia too. Being, I live 20 minutes from Memphis and I grew up with 3-6 Mafia.
See?
So.
Bone Thugs wishes they had DJ Paulie Beats. All right, whatever that means sense. All right, let's go to the next one. We got. I like this. This reminds me of. This is Jake Collier. To clarify, it looked like I walked away from Andrei Arlovsky at the end. Like a poor sport. I was told to leave the cage, then go back in, and he was in an interview. I never disrespect an opponent like that because you shouldn't, because Arlovsky's a legend. Let alone a legend who I have the utmost respect for. So he didn't have to do this. People are like, you don't have to write this. I agree he doesn't have to write this, but it reminds me of when Chris Mouton, remember he got knocked out and the guy did something to him at the end, and Mouton didn't care. It was like, part of the end of the fight. And he wrote an apology to Mouton, to Martino. He's like, or whatever. He's like, hey, sorry about that. I like that he did this just to clarify it for everybody that was watching, especially like a casual that might not understand what's going on. At the end of this, and I didn't see this fight. I heard it was a robbery. People were really mad about this, but I do like that he paid his respects to Arlovsky. If it was somebody else, fine, but Arlovsky, he should make sure he's this is a respectful thing. Arlovsky, one of the biggest legends of the sport. So go ahead.
Listen, man, I've been on Collier's side ever since Saturday. I don't throw the word robbery around a lot because I know the difference between a robbery and a close fight. This was a robbery, man. This is 100% a robbery. Collier, I understand. He was probably pretty upset, and he did walk out of the cage. But, he kind of – Arlovsky, you could tell even by his body reactions. Even Mike Brown after the fight told Arlovsky that, you didn't win this fight. So, but the apex was louder than it's ever been with Arlovsky fans. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I think the crowd played a huge factor in that, and – yeah, it was a bad call. I feel bad for Jake Collier because he's had some rough decisions, man.
Yeah, but so if everybody knows it, I feel like it goes as a loss on his record. But again, so I always look at it this way: when it's up to the judges, you don't know what's going to happen as a fighter, and they all know that. Fighters know that. Hey, anything can happen when you leave it to the judges, right? But I don't think Dana or anybody takes this as a loss for him if he clearly won. Dana's not going to cut him based on if this is a loss, then a next loss. I think he's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? So You know,
Sal D'Amato, man, Sal D'Amato.
hey, you know,
No, you got, yeah, he was one of them.
Hey,
And
he's always one of them.
And if you see my tweets, I don't let up on that dude.
I saw it.
I'm not going to, man. No, it happens every week. It happens every weekend. Sal D'Amato throws in a shit card.
It's crazy.
Excuse my language.
I think doesn't his daughter that's Letterman. Letterman does the daughter. I think doesn't his daughter screw up shit too? But it's like Letterman. Like I feel like these are the same names I've been hearing for like 30 years of watching like combat sports. It's the same shit every time.
But Chris Lee and Sal D'Amato just need to go.
Yeah. So Guns MMA, Arlovsky won. He saved my pick. So hey, she's sticking by it. And again, you leave it to the judges. You know, like I've argued with people over the Reyes-Jones fight. It's been over for years. The judges did what they did. That's what it is. Like, so Arlovsky gets the W. Nobody's going to change the W. Yes, we all know that Collier fought well. And in your side, I didn't see the fight, so I'm not going to comment. But you think he won. So in your mind, he won. And that's it. That's all like that matters, really, right? So,
right. Yeah. Anyway. So I just hope I hope he still got his win bonus. This was one of those situations where Dana.
Well, that's true.
He usually comes through when he knows that someone should have got the win.
Good point. Good point, Jay.
She said touchy
feely over.
Burrito put it on that boy.
Yeah, I heard. I didn't see that either, but I went against my picks, obviously. All right, next one, Jay. We got Bogo MMA. What if Charles Oliveira knocks out Justin Gaethje? Now, look, Gaethje likes a firefight. So I see this going a couple ways, right? Just like anybody else sees this that knows about anything. But this could happen. I mean, this is not out of the question. It's more likely that maybe Charles gets hurt and then Justin goes for the kill and Oliveira pulls a choke. But Justin chin gets touched a lot, right? But Justin's goal is to touch your chin. So Justin can knock him out within the first 2 rounds. Could happen. I see that happening. As long as Justin doesn't go to the ground, Justin's in the fight. So, but Justin can get knocked out as well. It could happen. So what are your thoughts?
Chances of Justin Gaethje getting knocked out, I'd say, are probably 0%. Like,
come on.
Listen, I'm serious. I mean, look who Gaethje's gone to war. I'll just put it this way. If Oliveira grabs Justin Gaethje, it's over. Plain and simple, it's over. I think Gaethje will have a round like he did against Khabib, and he'll try to get and I think he can get Oliveira out of there in round 1. I think but if he doesn't get him out in round 1, he's going to lose those next 4 rounds because Charles is just going to hold. But I don't think it's going to go that far.
Right. Charles does get stronger as it goes too. But again, yeah, this could happen. You know, Justin could knock him out. And then like Gunn says at home, I'd like to see Justin get the belt. I think if he gets the belt, he doesn't keep it long. He's not a guy that fights that can keep it long. He could lose. You know what I mean? Like
zero BJJ.
He fights for the people though. Like he fights. He's a people's champ kind of guy, like just like him and Chandler. Like they're going to go out and fight, so they're not going to use strategy to bore us, but get a win ever. Like Gaethje's not going to do that, which is why we love him, right? So
if Oliveira knocks out Justin Gaethje, that'll be the biggest surprise of 2020.
I think there's a bigger chance than 0% for this, Jay. Poirier knocked out Gaethje, right? I mean, right? Poirier.
Well, he didn't knock him out. They were in round 4, and the ref had to stop.
It's a TKO.
The ref had to stop. Well, no, he just had to stop because Justin Gaethje was taking a beating. Like he didn't go down.
TKO. So I would say you're taking this as knockout. See, I would take knockout as TKO as well.
Oh, okay.
That's how I take it. I'm not seeing Gaethje go. Yeah, Gaethje's not going to sleep, but Oliveira could stop him with strikes. That's how I would say, or even ground strikes he could, because once Justin gets to the ground,
if he gets him on the ground, I think that's where he could easily get a TKO on the ground. Standing up though, Charles, man, Oliveira's his hands have improved so much over the past 4 years. They are amazing. He's one of them.
Good. The weird thing about
he's one of the most technical. He's probably one of the most technical fighters in the UFC right now, as far as like technique and things like that. And I think that's what's allowed him to be successful.
Doesn't he look different? Doesn't he look different every time? I feel like something about him like it's weird. Like I'm like, I don't know. He looks like he changes his appearance a lot on me, like over the years. Like it's weird to me. But Guns Lip Gloss says second round TKO. That must be for Gaethje, I'm assuming, right?
That's a good pick.
All right, so we got my boy Frizz Meister Flex, one of my favorite guys. He said, Gaethje's. So ESPN says Gaethje's mindset for a fight will give you the chills. When you're in a real life and death situation, we go to certain special places, and I have found comfort there, which you could tell. Time slows down. There's no noise. It's a weird time, and I love it. Yeah. So that's a cool thing when stuff slows down when it gets traumatic. But then I guess he says MRFers in these comments are wild. They act like Justin's going to be light work for Charles because he lost to Khabib. Right. Like people are acting like this is like an easy fight. Like I don't know who, and I know Charles isn't thinking this, but the people on Twitter are acting like this is an easy fight. Like Justin Gaethje is not an easy fight for anybody. You know what I mean? Khabib made it look easier, but Khabib
in the second round.
But Khabib also decided to take him down and finish him on the ground. Where if Khabib was really confident, he would have stayed up, right?
Yeah,
right.
Khabib's only lost a few rounds. I think he lost the third round to Conor, and I think he lost that first round to Gaethje. Aside from that, the only questionable rounds that he had was maybe against T-Bow. But yeah, I mean, I think that's how Oliveira's going to go. He's going to have to walk through the fire, man.
And that's the thing. It just like Khabib, like with Khabib, if you allow Gaethje to have the whole first round, that's 5 minutes of fire coming.
Right.
So
I mean, I love Gaethje's mindset. I mean, I actually did listen to that, and you got to love that kid, man. His mindset is it's admirable.
Right. So yeah, people like Frizz says though, people that are talking like it's like light work is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ridiculous. Like again, if he loses, it's going to be because Charles is like, I got to go to the ground and choke this dude out before he knocks me out. Like that's what it is, right?
Right.
We got more. We got this is something me and you can relate to because we were alive in '85. Unlike a lot of these Twitter people. Should modern day fighters be more active? 14 fights for Conor in 8 years, 15 for Tyson 8 to 85. But before 85, Tyson's fighting tomato cans in 85, bro. Like Tyson's knocking out a dude once a month in the first round to 85. So this comparison by Fight Biz is stupid because Conor was fighting Max Holloway almost off the jump in the UFC, right?
Right.
Like that's not like he's fighting. So he's fighting the comparison to Tyson fighting Frank Bruno in his like first fight or second fight. You know what I mean? Like Tyson didn't fight Frank Bruno till later, you know?
I think the definition of cans came when Tyson was fighting those people because you never saw anything like what they were giving Tyson.
Right.
I mean, those were straight up cans. Like if you think prior to that, like notably fighters that were fed no names like Tyson was, I don't think there ever was. There may have been, under the radar, but I think that's where tomato cans was born during that.
Well, I mean,
time.
Like was Julio Cesar Chavez fighting them then too? Because Julio Cesar Chavez fought like 100 fights. Like he had to fight a lot of cans, right? Just because of volume of fights. But like this is a different. This comparison doesn't make sense to me because again, Conor's coming in. You're coming in from the lower level. So Conor fought 16 fights or whatever prior to UFC or whatever it was. And then once he gets to the UFC, it's going to slow down because it's not the 1 month, every month fight like when you're in the lower ranks, right? It's not the minor leagues anymore. So to me, it's like if you show Tyson's last 5 years, he probably fought like 5 times or less. You know what I mean? Like
I don't even think it was that many.
And he went to prison, but I don't know, this comparison doesn't make sense to me. Like show Conor's first 17 fights. It's probably like 3 years, 2 years. It's probably like 4 or 5 a year. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is all you can do. You can't, and this is in 1985, they fought like once a month, maybe boxers. Like, it's not how it is now as much, But Jay, here's an outside thought for you.
Okay.
Now with the rookie contracts in the UFC, like the O'Malley contract, he did run into Cheeto, but Cheeto was different then. They didn't think he was so good. And what Merchant said, he lost this weekend, by the way, but he said he rather fight scrubs on his rookie contract. So I think we're going to see more faster comebacks versus cans to get off those rookie contracts. Patty Pemberton and stuff.
I was going to mention him.
They're not going to fight the best guys on these contracts, right?
Not for 12. Not for 12 and 12. I mean, that's what Patty got in his last fight, man. 12 and 12.
And I wouldn't do it either, right? Like we kind of like, well, why don't they fight better guys? Why would you if you're getting paid $12,000? Like, why would you fight Max Holloway if you're Conor McGregor at 26 and Max is 23 or 25, 23 for $12,000 when you guys should be fighting later for a lot more, right?
Right. Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah. All right, let's hit the next one. We got Brett. This is just a funny one for us, Jay. So, and I read it. I didn't get it at first, but I got it. So Demi Lovato shares her experience of how I was dating Luke Rockhold. Ready for this? When we was dating, I would kiss Luke on the chin every night, and he'd go right to sleep. It was so adorable. That's what Brett was.
That's great. That is like, great.
It took me a second. I'm like, oh, she kissed him goodnight. No, she kissed him on the chin. He go right to sleep. Boom.
I miss Luke Rockhold though.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was fake news about him versus Paulo Costa. I don't need to see that, bro. His chin is not okay. So this is a cool one too. Ready for this one, Jay? How would Michael Chandler order a coffee? So Michael Chandler, again, like a guy that like at first you probably don't like because maybe he's like too frat boyish, but he's a good dude too, right?
Chandler? I love Michael Chandler. I love Chandler.
So he's a good dude too. So here we go, right? This is how you'd order a coffee, Michael Chandler, right? To truly enjoy a cup of coffee, you must know and appreciate where the beans come from and the struggles that came to pass for it to become yours. You must feel the journey of the bean. Many will say it's just water sifted through coffee grounds, but I call it drink of destiny. Huh? What's up? You like
it's just coffee, man.
That's
maybe because I'm not a coffee drinker. I can't quite. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. They're just trying to say like, how would you take a shit, Michael Chandler? He's like, well, the paper, like he's like so intense about everything. It's like everything's intensity with Michael Chandler, right?
Yeah.
Here she is. Is she still in the chat room though? We put her to sleep or what? This is her tweet. Are you there? Are you there, girl? So I had the girl early in the show and then late in the show, Jay. So this is Guns MMA lip gloss, right? So never forget.
My phone, so I have a hard time seeing it.
I'll read it to you. She says it's just a motivational. Never forget, being kind is priceless. And it's a guy walking an old lady. Says no matter how educated, how talented, rich, or cool you believe you are, how you treat people ultimately tells all. So that's a good tweet by her. Like, hey, it doesn't matter who you think you are, right? There she is, right there. It matters like how you treat somebody else, right, Jay?
100%, man.
Boom.
100%.
It's a winner. It's a winner tweet. It's a winner. MMA.
I like it.
You did it. You did it. All right. So now we got our two final tweets. I always do Gary Goodridge, Jay, for his inspirational stuff. Although he tried to push his daughter on us this week, and she's not following anybody and has 500 followers. I'm not down with that. Gary follows me even, so I'll follow Gary.
He follows me.
Gary. Unless your daughter's gonna follow me, I'm not gonna follow her, Gary. That's it. All right, so I'm gonna read his tweets to us. Ready, Jay?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Keep your energy focused on your goals and ambitions. Thoughts?
Listen, man, I love Gary. If you don't like Gary Goodridge, we probably can't be friends.
Right.
Just plain and simple, man.
Yeah, I told him.
Twitter needs more people like Gary Goodridge.
For real.
Instead of all these keyboard warriors and people who just want to, talk shit.
Did you see when he got hacked? That was crazy.
I didn't see that.
He got hacked, and the person was writing some crazy shit on his thing, and then they got him. He got it back. He had to get his account back. It was nuts. So Gunn says 100%. And then we have another one from Gary. I got two from Gary for us. He says, don't wish for it, Jay. Work for it.
It's the only way to live it, man.
Right?
But nothing comes free. Nothing comes free.
Exactly. They might say free, but it's not. Now, Jay, let's go real quick with your picks for this weekend, for Saturday. So on the card, Rose is fighting the wrestler that beat her, right? What's her name?
This is going to be a tough fight for Rose. Like I told you, Justin and Rose are some of my favorite fighters. I think this fight's going to be a lot closer than people think.
Bad stylistic matchup, right?
Yeah, I mean, Carla, I think, is being overlooked. She looks really, really good right now. And, I love Rose. She's got Trevor Whitman in her corner. I believe that they'll come up with a game plan, just like they did against Wei Lee, just like they did against, Andrade. It's game planning. And if anybody can do it, but I'm not going to count us. I think the odds should be a lot closer. I think it should be maybe like a minus 125. But I think it's pretty close to maybe like a 3-1. But I'm going to take Rose. I'm going to take Rose because, I believe in Trevor Whitman. And, yeah, that's it.
Now, do you think Carla's like a bigger version of Andrade? Because Andrade is just too small for Rose. Like she just looks like small, even though she's jacked. She looks just way too short, almost like a Mendez versus Connor. I mean, she's just too short. Carla has the size to deal with Rose, correct?
Yeah, 100%. And Rose is a lot taller than people realize.
Rose is tall
in the strawweight. Yeah, comparatively, she's taller than most of the strawweights. And I wouldn't say Andrade is her size, because if that second fight with Andrade would have went 5 rounds, I don't know if Rose would have won. Because Andrade's amazing.
I guess we're going to see if the maturity of Rose is full game, and the Whitman, like you said, just maturity,
I believe it is.
of her body, will be even or better than the maturity of Esparza, because Carla's gotten better too, right? So it's not like Carla hasn't improved.
So much better. Carla looks better than she ever has, even whenever she won the strawweight title.
Very interesting fight, right? So yeah, so I know you're a Rose person. You go Rose. After talking to you, I'm thinking, maybe I should throw a couple bucks on Carla just because of
that's the value play. I'd say that's the value play. Even if you want Rose to win, putting money on Carla is not a bad idea.
Yeah, and then Chandler is fighting who?
Ferguson.
Ferguson. Yeah, so your boy Justin, I'm old school. I don't get attached to each fighter. I like almost all fighters though. I respect them and I like them and they're different. But when Tony was catching those flies during the Justin fight, I really feel like there was some serious damage done to him. At the end of that fight, I was very concerned about Tony, because Tony's too tough for his own good, like some other guys are. But when he was catching those imaginary flies in that 4th round, I'm like, they got to stop this shit. This guy's not going to go down. Justin Gaethje hits like a freaking truck, and now your brain has already been rattled from a lot of damage earlier. I really think that I know the younger kids and the younger generation, they think people repair or can improve. After 35 and you take that damage, I feel like it doesn't repair. I'm not sure you repair from that anyway. By the way,
I don't think so.
But after 35, it's hard to repair.
100%. And man, we've seen some brutal things happen in the UFC. In that 4th round, when Gaethje hit him and Ferguson did that head shake, that was one of the most brutal things that I have ever seen.
Right.
Just if you go and watch it, and it just showed you that, Tony is too tough for his own good. And I don't think you come back from that. I don't think you come back from at his age. I mean, has he hit 40 yet? Was he 38,
no,
39?
I don't know, but he definitely hasn't been right since that fight. And this is what Lawler used to do this to people too, by the way.
Yeah.
And Justin does it too. Guys are a little different after they fight them, and we'll see, Chandler fought him too, and Chandler took a lot of damage as well, right?
Yeah.
But Chandler's in his hands.
Age, yeah, he's still got a little bit of youth on his side, even though he's been around forever.
Exactly.
I don't like this fight for Ferguson. I really, really don't. I don't think it's going to be. But you can't. Tony Ferguson's a Hall of Famer no matter what. Sure. You go 12 fights. If you win 12 fights in a row in the lightweight division at that time, in that time period, I know he won an interim belt, but yeah, he's a Hall of Famer, man. I really, if he takes a beating in this one, I think it's time to hang it up.
Right. Yeah. I have high level of concern for him. And just and I say this, I'm saying on Twitter, my man, Frankie Edgar, Cerrone, like, and I've said it like, hey, and Weidman, hey, let's hang it up. And people like snap at me. You can't say that. It's their dude. Like, I'm not saying this because I'm being a jerk. Like, I'm saying this because, like, once your chin is gone, you can tell Weidman's chin never came back. Like, when he gets tapped, he's in trouble. He's got to get to the ground. It's dangerous. His leg broke. You know, like Edgar, the Sandhagen, this stuff, man. Like he doesn't need to take these beatings. Like, you don't need to do this like anymore. Like, stop doing this. Go open a gym. Edgar has a gym in North Brunswick, New Jersey. Like go do that. Like, I don't need to see Sandhagen knock your head into the 20th row, but I don't need to see it. And this is another one of these. Like, I don't really want to see it. Like, the Guns has Ferguson by decision. I hope he doesn't like. I hope he doesn't get like. And he's the kind of guy that when he gets CTE, which he's already doing weird stuff, he's going to do something crazy outside when he's done fighting. And I fear for Ferguson a bit.
Like BJ Penn.
Exactly like BJ Penn. Go get in a street fight with his own boys in the bar and then start doing crazy. He's running for governor, doing weird shit. Like, I feel like Ferguson has the capability to do some real weird shit when his brain is scrambled. And I really, when I look back, like you said, the most brutal moments, when he's catching, like, that's the moment he gets hit and he shakes his head and he's like he's grabbing for things, bro. Like, his brain has been altered, and I don't think it comes back. And I feel bad because he really is a Hall of Famer and was a fun fighter, and this is a dangerous matchup for his team.
You think about Ortega and you think about Cater against Max, but I said there's just something about that Gaethje Ferguson fight that was just more brutal.
Some of it is the age, like, and when you're at the end of fighting these kind of battles, like, again, Gaethje will have to get out soon too. When you are a fighter like these guys, like, your brain is not made to do this. Like, you know what I mean? So like Ferguson was in wars prior to this. He's older, and when that switch was hit by Gaethje, I think it was a no coming back switch. You know what I mean? So
100%.
Anyway, hey Jay, enjoy your Saturday. I might do a preview show Friday. Enjoy your fight night, though. I really like having you on.
Hey, I appreciate it.
It's great.
Hey, brother, thank you. I appreciate it. I know it's been it's been a while. I said I would come on, but hey, man, I appreciate you having me.
Thanks, we did it, man. We got it done. And hey, all the fight fans, this is what it is to be in your 40s, having fun, watching fights, discussing them, and hey, just living our best life, right, Jay?
That's all you can do, man.
All right, Jay, I'll see you, man, and cheers to you, and have a good rest of your week, all right?
Thank you, brother.
See you, Jay.